Shashank Murali, a quality assurance specialist based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, is highlighting what he describes as a significant shift in how quality-focused professionals contribute within the medical device industry. According to Murali, the role of quality assurance (QA) professionals is expanding beyond traditional oversight and documentation review. As medical devices grow more complex and regulatory timelines tighten, organizations are increasingly seeking professionals who can provide early-stage insight rather than solely post-development evaluation. The expectations placed on quality professionals are evolving, said Murali. The role is no longer limited to reviewing documentation or responding to audit findings. There is growing value in anticipating potential risks earlier in the development lifecycle. Murali notes that rising product complexity and increased global market exposure have amplified the cost of late-stage regulatory surprises. As a result, QA professionals are being integrated earlier into development discussions to help identify patterns, documentation gaps, and design considerations that may affect regulatory outcomes. Historically, QA roles were often task-oriented and measured by adherence to procedures and responsiveness to compliance findings. While those responsibilities remain essential, Murali observes that professionals are now expected to synthesize information across programs and contribute insight before validation or submission milestones. This shift places greater emphasis on professional judgment and cross-functional awareness. Murali explains that influence within development teams is increasingly built through demonstrated foresight. Professionals who consistently identify potential obstacles before they impact timelines may gain earlier involvement in strategic planning discussions. When teams trust your perspective, you're invited into conversations sooner, Murali said. That early involvement can help guide projects away from avoidable regulatory exposure. He adds that this trust is often developed incrementally, as teams experience the benefits of early identification and resolution of potential issues. Deep familiarity with regulatory expectations remains foundational within the industry. However, Murali notes that the application of that knowledge is evolving. Rather than serving strictly as enforcement, regulatory expertise is increasingly used to inform decision-making throughout product development. Professionals who understand the intent behind regulatory frameworks may help teams balance innovation with compliance considerations. According to Murali, this interpretive approach can support efficiency while maintaining safety and regulatory alignment. Murali also emphasizes the importance of cross-functional fluency. Quality professionals frequently collaborate with engineering, regulatory, operations, and executive leadership teams. Effective communication across these disciplines can help translate compliance considerations into practical planning decisions. Risk discussions are more productive when they are framed constructively, Murali said. It's about identifying alternatives early rather than creating roadblocks. As organizations collect increasing amounts of operational and validation data, Murali identifies data interpretation as a developing professional skill. Audit trends, historical submissions, and validation metrics can provide forward-looking insight when analyzed holistically. Professionals who can identify patterns and translate findings into actionable guidance may contribute to more predictable development timelines. For early career professionals, Murali suggests focusing not only on mastering procedural requirements but also on understanding the broader lifecycle of product development. Exposure to multiple phases, from design through regulatory submission, may strengthen predictive capabilities. Understanding context is critical, Murali said. When professionals see how decisions in one phase affect downstream outcomes, they're better positioned to contribute meaningfully. Murali believes the evolving expectations placed on QA professionals reflect a broader industry recognition of their strategic value. As organizations integrate quality expertise earlier in planning cycles, the role's influence may extend beyond compliance metrics into overall operational performance. The continued maturation of the medical device sector, combined with regulatory complexity and global market considerations, is shaping how quality-focused professionals define their careers and contributions.